Hello everybody and welcome to another preview video as I am previewing my own reaction to the new Parallel Investigator, as you can see on the page and also on the thumbnail and video title. A new Parallel Investigator, we got Zoey Samaras. I am very excited to check this one out because the new Parallel Investigators have been pretty fun so far. I think ARKHAM Pete was honestly a home run. And I think that Parallel Jim Culver is very exciting. I've seen two Parallel Jim Culver decks, and they're both good times. I think Parallel Jim is a very neat investigator. Alright, check out this preview of the next Parallel Investigator of ARKHAM Horror, the card game, presented by designer Nick Corey. Nobody believed you when you said you were chosen. Nobody believed that you were an instrument of divine judgment. You exposed the monsters that dwell just beneath our feet or just beyond our vision, and still people doubted you. Are we going like true God's warrior for this one? But you feel a guiding hand in everything you do, directing you down a path you cannot ignore. We got back on the road with ARKHAM Pete. We dared to tread into dark place with the Jim Culver, and now we're ready to follow the guiding light with Zoey Samaras, the newest Parallel Investigator for ARKHAM Horror, the card game. There she is! That's Zoey! Yes, we love Zoey. Okay. Zoey Samaras helped to define and develop the strength of the Guardian class when she was originally released in Dunwich Legacy, but now she's back to serve up a heaping plate of divine justice. Now Zoey's divine providence manifests with adding bless tokens. Okay, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. With each blow she lands against her enemies, her resolve is strengthened and a bless token is added to the chaos bag. After she's got the chaos bag good and full of bless tokens, she can start channeling that power into useful results by removing bless tokens from the bag during an attack to deal additional damage. Let's go. Okay. 4-2-4-2. As a reaction, after deal 1 or more damage to an enemy, add 1 bless token to the chaos bag. Limit once per phase. As a lightning bolt, before you reveal chaos tokens during an attack, remove 3 bless tokens from the chaos bag. This attack deals +1 damage. And the Elder Sign effect of +1 for each bless token in the chaos bag. So the Elder Sign actually doesn't, like, it's one of those just number big. Simple, honestly. I mean, there's actually only 3 cards here on the image, so it's going to be pretty straightforward for this one. And she's not the only thing renewed by faith. Joey's crossed. She has an advanced version. It's her steadfast symbol of righteousness. She can still use it to get free damage on enemies, but now the cross also puts bless tokens to use in other ways. While you have the cross in play, you can remove bless tokens in the chaos bag. That's cool, to engage an enemy or location without spending an action. That is cool. So basically now, like, it's kind of doing a bad riot whistle impression from the sound of it. This puts those enemies in prime chopping position, and if you're combining it with the original Zoey Samaras Investigator card, it gets you a free resource as well. Alright, Zoey's Cross. Zoey Samaras deck only advance. As a reaction, after you engage an enemy, exhaust Zoey's Cross and spend 1 resource, deal 1 damage to that enemy. As a lightning bolt, remove 2 bless tokens in the chaos bag, engage an enemy at your location. Okay. Super simple. I like it. I mean, I'd also still like to play the upgraded Holy Rosary with this. It's just like better, right? Like, it's just like a better version of the cross. So I guess we shouldn't be that surprised. Now let's see the better version of her, the Smite the Wicked. Alright, but the forces of evil aren't willing to sit back and let this new paragon of divine judgment walk all over them. Zoey's signature weakness, Smite the Wicked, has become partially more troublesome. Only partially. In addition to spawning an enemy on the other side of the game map from you and dealing you mental trauma if you leave the enemy unaddressed, Smite the Wicked now also buffs that enemy. That's probably a good change, to be all things considered. Be prepared to face down grislier ghouls, nastier nightgaunts, and yuckier Yithians, as Smite the Wicked gives the enemy it attaches +2 fight and +2 health. Honestly, give me some more of these yuckier Yithians. They sound fun. And remember, if you take the advanced Zoey's Cross, you're forced to keep advanced Smite the Wicked in your deck for the entire campaign. Easy peasy. Okay. Just advanced and attached enemy gets +2 fight, +2 health. Honestly, this probably should have been on this probably should have been on the original Smite the Wicked for sure. For sure. Discard cards to top the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Attach Smite the Wicked to that enemy and spawn at the location farthest from you when the game ends. If attached to enemies in play, Zoey Samaras suffers 1 mental trauma. Let's go. Okay. Her work is not yet done. Zoey Samaras stands ready to protect the innocent and smite the wicked with her brand new parallel and advanced cards. Remember, you can mix and match her parallel front and backs. We haven't seen her back yet either. Giving you a ton of versatility in how you create a deck for her. If you want to try out a parallel version of Zoey Samaras, you can download her cards and the rule insert. All right. The cards. Let's see her card back. Give me a little rotate. Okay. So Guardian 0 to 3. Blessed and Charm 0 to 4. So all the so far, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, all the parallel investigators are kind of living in this new deck building world, at least from the Dunwich ones. So Guardian cards 0 to 3, Blessed and Charm cards 0 to 5. Does this mean she can't? Let's go to ARKHAM DB quickly. What's the Holy Spear? Is it Blessed 4? So she can't run the Holy Spear. And up to 5 other Mystic cards. She can't take the Holy Spear. So she cannot stab people with the Holy Spear that killed Jesus, which makes sense because she is Jesus' warrior. Why would Jesus' warrior use the spear in which that killed Jesus, right? I mean, there's a ton of other awesome weapons in this. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, what's not to like, right? Like, what's not to like? It's just like a nice, simple investigator. I don't really have much to say about it, to be honest. I'm kind of just like, card's cool. Card's cool. It provides some new choices. All the charms that we're probably going to get in the future, she can use as well. I actually don't even know what the charms are. Let's check them out. There's not many, I know that much. Can you please give me my scans only? Oh, Ceremonial Sickle. She can play both levels of Ceremonial Sickle? Finally, a home! Finally, a home! Okay. Dream Diary seems really funny to me for some reason. Oh, shit. She can play Grizzly Totem? Oh, shit. That seems good. I know it takes up your necklace slot, and like the cross is obviously still very good. But you know what's also really good? Card draw. Because actually, notably with this new one, the new cross is going to be a bit harder to trigger, right? The cross is actually going to be harder to trigger with the new parallel front, right? Because you're not just getting drip-fed resources, right? So this one, like, it's still good. It's still a very good card, but it's not as easy to trigger. And I think that it's just we should be aware of that. It seems boring compared to other parallels, though. I mean, that's ultimately a good thing, right? Not every parallel can, like, do a million cartwheels while, you know, shooting a gun. I think we need some that are just like shooting a gun or doing a cartwheel, right? It's good for the parallel design space that sometimes there are some that are just like, hey, it's me but different, you know? And then there's some that are, hey, it's me and different and here's an extra mechanic, right? Like, people are gonna be upset if there's too many cards, and I don't want people to also be upset if there's too few cards. So I think it's good. I think it's good. It's a nice, I mean, obviously I also want to play the Holy Rosary, the upgrade of Holy Rosary with her. I like the Grizzly Totem, though. Okay. The Lucky Cigarette Case 3. I mean, she's less inclined to make numbers super big. She doesn't have that rogue thing that I think really pops the Lucky Cigarette Case off to the moon. Yeah, and I think I'm also agreeing with what Lemon's saying. You kind of want to be able to do this as many phases as you can, right? Because this is limit once per phase, and I think that's where the true game of Zoey Samaras is going to live, which is triggering this at every opportunity that you have in which to trigger it. Because the more you do it, the better she's going to be, right? And I think that's a fun little mini game that she's provided. A Nightmare Bauble! Yeah, there's a lot. She's going to need to Relic Hunter yesterday. Token of Faith. I mean, I love Token of Faith. Old Zoe's Cross. All right. She can also do Blessed cards, right? Rotate the World. Blessed. Let's see what she's cooking in her kitchen. Survival Knife 2? Oh, hell yeah. I feel like I've just seen these cards. I mean, there's a lot of, because of Hemlock Vale, there's a lot of Blessed Cursed in the design world going up here. One thing I really like about Parallel Zoey here is that it's not... This is the type of investigator that's not telling you to do something, right? It's telling you to build with my card pool. It's telling you to build with my card pool and explore my ability and my card pool as you want to, which is, it's something I talk about for custom investigators. And I think actually the parallel investigators are the closest that we see to the idea of a custom investigator in Arkham in an official sense. But a lot of time with custom investigators, you're kind of like forced to play one way due to the ability that the designer made. And an ability like this doesn't put you in a box. It lets you build as you want, which I think is good. Man, there's a lot of weird Blessed cards, huh? There's just a lot of really strange Blessed cards in this game. Empty Vessel. She can do Blessed 0 to 4, right? Yeah, right there. You can see it's an upside down 0 to 4. Empty Vessel's sick. You know Enchanted Bow's a bad card because anytime someone can play Enchanted Bow, someone is excited that they can play Enchanted Bow. Which usually doesn't happen when like, oh yeah, hell yeah, they can play Cyclopean Hammer. I'm the same. I was even actually thinking, oh, she can play Enchanted Bow. That's fun. We love Enchanted Bow here. She can play Grizzly Totem for 2 reasons. So congratulations, Zoe. Can't play the Holy Spear. Jacob Morrison is interesting. Nethys obviously is really good. Nethys is obviously really good. Card's kind of boring as sin, though. Do you guys hear my house taking off? That's just my furnace turning on, if you do hear that. Alright, one thing I also want to check out before we end the video here is I want to look at the Guardian weapons and see what she's missing out on. Isn't Enchanted Bow getting a huge boost in Hemlock Vale? I don't freaking know, man. How am I supposed to know that? We haven't even seen the expansion. So she can play the Thompson. She can't play the Cyclopean Hammer or the upgraded Butterfly Swords, which is totally fine. She can't go big Runic Axe, can't do Flamethrower, can't do Holy Spear. So she has a lot of weapons available to her. Can't do Lightning Gun. Can't do the M1918 bar. Can't do the grenades, the shotgun. She can do an old shotgun. Can't do upgraded Sledgehammer or the Springfield. But she has a lot of choices, which is kind of sick. I mean, I do agree with what someone was saying. If Zoe could just do Holy Spear, she's basically just doing a bad impression. Well, she's doing a side impression of Sister Mary. So it's ultimately like a good thing that she can't. I agree with that. At first I was like, that's a bit strange. But yeah, it makes sense because now like there's a reason why you would play Zoe parallel versus Sister Mary, and that reason is probably Holy Spear, or alternatively even just regular Zoe, right? I mean, you can still play old Zoe back with parallel Zoe front, and then you can still play Holy Spear with that as well. But I'll be honest, I don't like mixing the parallels, the fronts and backs, because it kind of seems like you're a quitter. You know? It kind of just feels like you're quitting to me. But more power to you, but I probably won't do it. It kind of like a little bit of a quitter. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have, like I said, I don't have much to say. This is not like Parallel Gym where it blew my mind, right? Like the Parallel Gym Investigator blew my mind. That was absolutely like nutter butters. But Zoey's nice and simple, and I dig it. I dig it. I'm excited to build a deck around it and see what we come up with. I like this. I mean, more damage is awesome. Like, having a vicious blow on command is a very nice line of text. I do wish we did get alternate versions, replacement versions, just because I would love, like, something like an actual, like, chef's knife weapon. Just because I think that'd be fun to actually have a chef's knife be a signature weapon. But, I mean, I like the changes. I do agree that you're not going to use this too much, right, for the difference for it. However, with that said, I do think that it's nice to have text like that. It's nice to have text like that. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully we'll see the last two, we got Jenny and Rex in the near future. It also is nice that Zoey Basic is also just like a really cool investigator and like a really good investigator. So I'm not surprised that the Parallel Zoey is just kind of simple, right? Yeah. So, I mean, Jim needed a little bit of love, and Jim's got a lot of love in the Parallel version. And also, Jim is kind of a bit more flavorful, too. No offense, Zoey. You're just a god chef. So I'm excited especially to see how Jenny is, because I think Jenny's going to be really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if she's parlay-focused, to be honest. Just because of what we're getting some vibes that, to me, a lot of this stuff that we're seeing is kind of like, hey, we were designing these kind of like with Hemlock Vale in mind, which I think is really cool. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you all again on the channel soon. In the meantime, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and as always, JJ's.